Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Funjelah. On this episode, I have the very talented and gorgine Abby Glover. I met her recently on a movie we were both filming. Very talented actress. And I was looking up her IMDb to see all the things she's been in. She's got some good credits on here. Shazam, FBI Most Wanted. Hello, seen every episode. We talk about that on this episode as well. She's trying to remember her character so I can try to remember if I've seen it. I've definitely seen it because I've seen every episode, but I couldn't figure out which one she was in. Stranger Things, Ozark. Listen, this girl is working, and now she's going to be in a movie called I Can Only Imagine Part 2 because we're both in that movie, and that's how we met. And I said, hey, you want to come be on my podcast? She said, yeah. So here we are. Now we're friends. Now we're on this podcast. And I think you guys are going to love it. She talks about her gratitude for surviving childhood cancer. We get into that story. Her gratitude for me. It's a really great episode. Also, don't forget I'm on tour, you guys. Go to my website, Anjelah.com. Get your tickets to the family reunion tour. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast and leave us a review. Tell everybody why you love this podcast. And if you want to call us and give us your Maditude, give us your gratitude, or you need advice, you just have a question you want to ask, you want to know something about me and Danielle, call us or email us. Danielle, tell them the phone number and the email, please.
Yeah, so you can call us at 747-300-5380, or you can send us an email by going to Anjelah.com. There is a submission form on there, or if you want to just be direct, you can do funjelahpodcast@gmail.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Danielle. Enjoy this episode of Funjelah with Abby Glover. Okay, Abby.
Hi.
Look, I'm so glad this worked out. How fun.
I know.
We just met.
Yep.
First of all, we did meet before, but I don't remember.
That's okay. It happens.
But that's because it was a different situation. We were at a premiere of a movie, and it was just like, we're fans. Can we take a picture? It was like that kind of a moment, right?
Yes.
And
very much.
And so I didn't remember, but we just re-met.
Yes.
Again, in a professional setting.
In a very professional setting.
Because we were filming a movie together.
Yeah.
So we were filming a movie, and we met. And let's talk about this for a second. There's not much, we can't really say too much about it right now because this episode is going to come out before the movie. But let's just say this for a second. So I'm sure you got a phone call very similar to the phone call I got from Andy that was just like, hey, you want to come do this part, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're friends with the director, and I got a phone call. It's like, hey, there's this part. I would love for you to play it. Tells me about the role, blah, 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 blah. Probably says the same thing to you for your role. Now, in this scene, there was not words on the page. It was, we're kind of in the background. Something's happening in the background so that the actor who's in the scene is seeing. We're giving him something to react to, right? I don't know about you. Yours different. I didn't think it all the way through to, even though there were no words on the page, that we would still have to be very much in an intense moment.
Yeah.
We're at a hospital. I play a doctor. I
play an attendee at the hospital.
Yeah, she's not a patient, but they're on behalf of a patient.
Yes.
Okay. And that we'll just say that.
Yeah.
And this scene was so intense, and I wasn't prepared for it because there was no words on the page. It was just, and then he sees in the background.
It felt very just pass by. In reading, when you're reading it, it doesn't feel so
in reading it, it seems like we're gonna be over there going like this.
Yeah. It feels so quick and just he glances and then it's done. But then the reality is
we had to really come up with a scene. And then they really mic'd us up. Yeah, they mic'd us up. And then we had this really intense scene that was let me tell you, this is my first time being in this kind of moment now, being a mom.
Yeah.
So it was different.
Yeah.
We're in this scene. It's super intense. And now that I'm a mom, and that gives a little bit of what this scene has to do about with the child involved. It was super intense, and I think we bonded fairly quickly. Yeah. It was intense. But I'm so excited that you were able to come and be on my podcast now. This is great.
Cannot tell you how excited I've been. Like, first of all, that I even got to like work with you.
Aww.
No, I'm not even playing with you. Like, for real, I was so excited. I have a screenshot of the call sheet that I sent to my best friend being like, you're never gonna believe who I'm working with this week.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we were just like all, me and my best friend and like my mom, we're all so excited.
Oh, that's
I was
great.
Gonna get to work
Thank
with
you.
And then I was like,
was that everything you hoped for?
And more. Oh my gosh. No, I literally in the
like,
in the hair and makeup. Yeah, no, right? No,
you were kind of a diva. Sorry,
yeah,
didn't like it.
Not the best.
Unsubscribe. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought they say don't meet your heroes. You know. Yeah, no, but I literally even in the makeup trailer, I like was joking around because I was really nervous, but I was just excited to like get to work with you. And I was just like, I knew a couple of the hair and makeup people that were already working on us. And so they were like, oh my gosh, it's going to be such a fun day. And like, I was like, I know, I get to work with all my friends and Anjelah's going to be my best friend. She doesn't even know it yet. And I was like, Anjelah, are you ready to be my best friend? And you're just like, are you ready for that? And I was like, yes, I am. Yes,
and
I
you
am.
came in, you did that thing where you go, do you remember me? And I was like, oh my God.
How many times have you gotten that though? I'm the cliche.
So I was like,
oh no.
Uh-oh.
I know.
And I'm at, this is that moment where like all my anxiety goes up into like my eyelids. And I'm like,
no.
How do I know this person? Where do I know them from? Who are they? And I'm trying to like,
I started
it's the
yapping
Rolodex
real quick,
going,
yeah,
like trying to figure out how I know you. And it's like that when you're watching a crime show and they do facial recognition and it goes through all the faces real fast. Like that's what's happening right now. And then it just came up. I had no clue. And then you were like, well, you might not remember because I just like said I was a fan. I asked you for a picture and I was like, oh yeah.
I would not.
I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was like one of 45 million people that came up to you.
No, but you were so sweet and so kind, and we had a great time on this
really
set.
fun.
But I was reading your bio, your IMDb. Girl.
Also, I just now realized I did not even send you what I was supposed to send you.
We researched. We had Google.
I Google.
My bad. That's
Let me tell you.
Google.
You were on one of my favorite shows.
What?
FBI. You were on
Most
FBI.
Wanted?
FBI Most Wanted. I watch all of them. FBI, FBI Most Wanted, FBI International. You were on FBI Most Wanted. Tell me.
No, I was Most Wanted.
No, you were Most Wanted. It was Most
Most
Wanted.
Wanted.
Which? Tell me what was your episode because I've seen every one of them, so I got to remember which one.
Okay, so my episode was. I'm gonna have to Google myself to tell you which episode specifically.
Oh, I don't know that, but just tell me about it.
It was about I was the daughter of these two parents that were both a part of this like money laundering, like I don't know, it was just this whole thing. But our my parents died. I got to work with this is a fun fact about me. I suck at names,
same,
horribly.
Same.
And so I'm gonna reference
the guy who did the thing, who did the thing, who did the thing.
Yes. So the way that I'm gonna explain it is I'm gonna say the dad from the first season of American Horror Story.
Okay.
Yes, I'm with you. I got you.
Got you.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. And I am
I'm looking
just never gonna change.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Isn't he the
really
guy
big.
Isn't it the same guy who played Will on Will and Grace? Isn't it him? Or no?
No.
Different.
But yes, very like blue steel, like very dark hair, light eyes, like cool guy.
Dylan McDermott.
Dylan McDermott.
There you go.
Dylan McDermott.
That's
so you were in the
him.
scene with him.
So I had my scene with him and his counterpart, who's also an investigator.
The black girl.
She's a white girl,
Okay.
and she is sitting down at the table, and I'm just like. They never liked Cassandra. Like, she was always so, like, bad. And, like, but I don't know. They thought she stole money. And, like, I'm just, like, crying the whole time.
Okay. And who's Cassandra?
The bad girl.
I'm trying to figure out this episode. I've seen him, so I want to know
how
which episode
horrible is it that I did this whole thing and you're so excited?
I know. And you're like, oh, that thing?
I'm like,
it was just,
no,
it was fine.
It was a day. I was really excited. I love Dick Wolf shows, mainly like the Law and Order SVU.
Of course.
Those are my like legit.
Girl, duh.
Yeah. Basically nap time.
Okay.
So
you filmed it in New York.
I filmed it in New York. It was really the first time I'd ever been on a Dick Wolf show, and everyone that was on the set was really like, oh, once you get in on a Dick Wolf show, you're gonna stay in, because they always like hire you for the like all of the billions of other shows that there are.
Yeah.
So still waiting on that.
Yeah. Girl, I'm still waiting on. Just give me one. Just give me one. You don't even have to bring me back for none of the other ones. Just give me one.
Yeah. Well, it was good. It was a day. A single day. So it was just like popped in and out, and it was
did
good.
you audition for that here in Nashville?
I did. I just put a little tape on, and then they said, okay. Granted, a lot of the times, this is a little, I don't know if this is bad to say or not, but I usually say that I'm local to everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
I just am.
That's right.
So I am, and I did, and I sure enough said, be there tomorrow.
That's right. I just talked about this with a friend of mine recently, where every time you send a self-tape, they go, and tell us where you're based. Where's this filming?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
It's none of your business where I'm based. You just tell me if I booked it and I'll get there. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's so
just
cool.
do it. Gotta do
All
it.
right. Well, listen. On this podcast, we do Maditudes and Gratitudes. Okay. So we
Cuteness.
start with a Maditude.
Okay.
And I want to know, what is a thing that's been making you mad these days and giving you a bad attitude? That's what we call a Maditude. What's the thing that gets on your nerves? What's the thing that bothers you? This could be something super deep since I was a kid. I hated when people blah, 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 blah. Or it could just be like recently this week, this guy said this to me and I don't like it.
Call it out.
I don't like it when people say stuff like this.
Yeah.
So what is it? What's your Maditude? What gets you?
I think in general, I gotta really think about this. I think in general, I really hate when people aren't consistent. And I mean that from like, I don't know. I think it can play into a bunch of different like levels. Yeah. But one of the biggest things I think for me is like when someone, you know, finds themselves like in a situation time and time again, and they come to me and want to complain about it. And they say they want, you know, something to like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm giving advice or whatever. I think, you know, however the situation goes, what I think would be the best plan of action, execution. However, they're talking to me asking for advice anyway, so may as well. Sure. And yeah, I just like after a while, it's just like, okay, well, you get to choose what area you're going to be consistent in. So either it's like you can consistently be making bad decisions and like keep finding yourself in these positions, or you can be better at holding yourself accountable and like a little bit of a make some changes, make a little bit of a change. But also that's one facet that it could apply to. But then other applications, I think, is like when I have conversations with people where maybe they may be thinking about themselves in a particular way, and then, you know, they like to claim one thing, but then when it comes to like acting that out, it doesn't complete. It's not consistent. You know what I mean? So it's like fakeness, instability, in a sense of like, you know, they're acting or seemingly confused on what's going on, but obviously it's just like, okay, I can see that this is, you know, an issue or
so in
whatever.
the end, they're unreliable.
Yeah.
You can't trust that this person's going to be about their word, about it,
I think
whatever
that's
they
really
say.
It's just like do what you say and say what you mean.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That one gets on my nerves when they don't.
That's a good one.
And it could be, you know, I don't know. It could be literally anything, but mainly consistency, I think. Yeah. Plays.
That's a good one.
A big Maditude for me.
Let me see. Danielle, do you have a Maditude? I'm going to give a Maditude too.
Okay. I did think about this on the car ride over here, actually.
Okay, good.
Because I was thinking about how when I was younger and I was a kid, you relied on your parents for everything, right? And they got you to where you needed to go. If we were traveling somewhere and flying somewhere, they handled all the booking of the tickets and the rental cars and the taxis and whatever, and got you to where you needed to be. And now I look at my parents and I'm like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to get me anywhere I need to be. I don't know how you did this. Like, I just traveled with my dad and my sister. My sister and I both were like, how did we travel anywhere
Right.
as children? I do not understand why you guys do not know how to book a flight anymore.
And this was before they had Google. How did they do it?
Yes, because I also was thinking about it. I was like, how did you even book a flight before the internet?
kiosk?
I guess you just
Yeah.
called the airline. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Show up at the desk and just buy it.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, did you have to go to the airport?
Technically, they
Buy
weren't
a
the
ticket?
pro, if that's the case. Technically, there was the kiosk lady or man
Yeah.
that was
Like,
giving
there
him
was
the
someone
ticket.
whose whole thing was just like to sell tickets, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, my dad, like, I had to help him book his flight. I booked the rental car and was like, here's where you go. Like, specifically, go here to get this.
Yep.
And he was like, did you send me the email? And I'm like, 3 weeks ago, I sent you I will bump it for you. Here you go.
He's all, what's
And
bump? What's bump
It's
mean?
bump. Oh, yeah, bump. Yeah. And I'm like, I will resend the email, father. And then even when we were in Nashville and Chattanooga and we're driving and my dad's like, all right, plug it into the map so that I can follow the map. And then I would plug it in and then he didn't look at it. And I'd be like, oh, there goes our exit. And he was like, well, you didn't tell me to turn. And I go, you said you were going to follow the maps. What do you mean? I didn't know that I was also having to verbally be the leader. In 3 miles, turn right. I didn't know that I was in charge of that. Like, it's
That's such a
so,
dad
I just
thing.
was, and I looked at my sister and I was like, how? Like, how did we? And then she even brought up, she was like, oh, remember when we went to New York? She goes, I was terrified we were going to lose dad. I was just constantly looking around going, where's dad? Is he with us? He's not going to be able to handle the subway. We'll do a taxi. It's fine. Like,
He's not going to be able to handle this. Not even with you guys escorting him.
no. And I'm like, how? I don't understand. Like, what happens? I
And
feel like there's some sort of like shift.
meanwhile, your dad is with his friends right now saying, oh, I had the best time with my girls. We flew, we drove, we did this. He's telling a full-on different story. Oh, Dad.
No, I mean,
feel
we
like
had
my
a
dad's
great
like your dad.
time, but there's just
No, you
those
guys look like
moments-
you had fun.
No, it was so fun, but I'm
That's
just
so
like
good.
looking at him going, I don't
No, I get
trust
it.
you to travel anywhere by yourself. I can't. I'm like, you're now like, it's like we've switched roles
You
somehow.
know what? This is what I think. I think partly age, partly technology changing
Yeah.
and advancing. And the other part is, I think when you have someone doing something for you, like for instance, my husband pumps gas in the car.
Love that.
He didn't the other day, and I had to do it. I nearly forgot. I almost forgot how to pump my gas. And it wasn't, I didn't forget. I just got out and I had a moment of, wait, what? What do I pushed this. Yeah, duh. It was like real quick like that. But even that, I was like, what the heck? How did I just biff that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the pumping gas is so dumb. But it's because my husband's been doing it for me for so long. So I don't know if maybe you've taken the reins of like planning things or booking things or whatever, and he's like out of practice. So he's like, I don't know what to do. It's kind of a little bit like that.
I think
That's
so.
probably
I
true.
mean, him trying to book a flight on points, he's like, I think I got points, and I'm like, just give me your login. I think what it is too is I have no patience. I'm just like, I just know how to do it, so just let me do it. Like, it'll just be so much faster. And I think too, and I thought about this. I try to have grace because I'm like, okay, I also travel a lot for work. So I have all the hacks down. I have all the tips and tricks, and I know how to, I know the exact minute that I need to show up at the airport to check my bag and get through security and like do all of this to where we're not wasting any time, but I'm not there 2 hours earlier than I need to be. And so I was like, okay, to be fair, he does not travel the way that I travel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a miracle that he has TSA pre-check in the first place. So
how did he get that?
it was me. I helped him get that.
The logistics
Same with my
queen.
parents. I will say I'm very proud of my parents. They went and got their passports, and all I did was send them the link that tells you how to get your passport, and they took it from there. So I will
Wow.
give them credit where
Look at
credit is due.
They're growing.
And they're growing.
they're growing.
And they actually got the passport. It showed up.
Yes, they have there was some difficulty with my dad's passport because he did not have an original copy of his birth certificate. It was like a copy and it wasn't the right copy. Turns out there's like copies that are allowed and copies that are not allowed.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So that was a whole thing. but my mom got hers. And so she was like, well, I'll go. Bye.
Bye. See you in Italy.
Yeah.
I love that.
My Maditude, I went through a few different ones in my head and like, what do I want to share this week? Here's the thing. This is what I'm going with. I don't know if it's age. I don't want to keep saying, oh, it's age because I'm getting older. It could also be that I'm not working out lately, like consistently. Oh, I'm on your nerves. I'm inconsistent.
No,
Just kidding.
difference. Because you own it.
I'm on my own. I'm on my own nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's more like be aware, be self-aware.
Yes,
of your
be
age.
self-aware.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I have not been consistently working out. My pain in my knees, in my legs, when I'm bending down, like if I'm sitting down playing with Rosie and I'm sitting on my knees, you know, very simple.
Oh, yeah.
Just sitting on my knees,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
And I'm playing with Rosie. To get up from this position, I can't just stand up. My knees hurt.
Yeah.
And I have to hold on to something.
Yeah.
And it's like, pain.
Yeah.
And then once I'm stretched all the way standing, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that getting up part. And so I'm like, okay, I'm 43, but that's not that old to be
No.
having knee pain. I'm like, okay, well, because I haven't been working out lately. What the heck?
I don't think it's because you haven't been working out.
Well,
I
what the
think-
heck?
I think it's just like.
Am I dying?
No, I think
No.
to be honest, you could be bony.
Bone,
You
just
could be
bone?
bone.
It's the back. It's back here,
But
though.
like regardless, like if you don't have any like protection around the backs of your knees, even when you're sitting down, this is just me. I have no medical.
Listen, she has
professional-
no medical.
But we will believe her 100%.
But because
gonna
it's
state it like I
making me
know.
feel better about myself and be
Listen,
like, yep,
you're
right.
You're thinner than a whisper. Okay. And you are on your knees playing with your baby girl, and
That's what it is.
that's all it is that it's bone on bone, and your blood's saying and you get up and it's like, oh yeah, we gotta work, and that's really just it. And then maybe just like
what I'm hearing is I
ups-
need to eat
if
more.
anything, eat more and intake some like
Say less.
anti-inflammatory, like keeping your joints lubricated.
Yeah,
You know
get
what I
some
mean?
fat on you.
Listen, you guys, she day played on FBI Most Wanted, okay? So take this advice and run with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, did you day play on an episode of Grey's Anatomy too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
The
No, I did not.
I thought it was
I
so
wish I would've.
cool in the when I was playing a doctor in this movie. I'm wearing scrubs,
Yeah.
and in
Oh,
the
yeah?
scrubs it says Grey's Anatomy on it and ABC Studios. So I was like,
No way.
oh my god, they pulled
Did it
these
really?
from like Grey's
Shut
Anatomy.
Up.
That's
I would
why.
have been touching it. If
That's
I'd
why I
have
thought I
known.
was like, oh my god, this is from Grey's Anatomy. Like one of the doctors wore this, but it's probably like one of the extras wore this,
Doesn't
right?
matter. Doesn't matter.
And then I was talking to a friend of mine. She was like, no, that's an actual brand. It's a brand of scrubs
Oh.
anybody could buy. They're Grey's Anatomy. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I thought it
You
was
know
so
what?
cool.
No, the
Good
way
on
my
them.
jaw dropped
Very-
whenever you said that, though.
That's smart that they did that. That
Yeah,
they made
it
their own
is.
merch like that. But that's like a whole like
Not
do actual
merch.
doctors, but do like actual doctors buy that?
I think
Or
I
so.
guess.
for TV.
I think so, because that's what my friend said. She was like, no, it's an actual brand that anybody could
sure.
buy. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
Interesting.
I'm sure because I think that the nurses and doctors would probably call it out if it wasn't,
That's right.
consistent
Uh-huh,
with what was
uh-huh.
going on in real life. You know
That's right. That's right. We did have a medical, what do they call them? Not professional, a medical.
I mean, yeah,
like,
she was a medical professional. She was like an advisor.
advisor.
Yeah,
Oh,
an
advisor.
To
actual
make
nurse.
sure we were doing things
Right.
correctly.
Yeah, and that stuff was.
And I was asking her, I was like,
Yep.
would I be holding this folder in this moment? Would I be doing this? Because I don't want to be that one. They're like,
Because remember,
Why
there was
did-
nothing written down. You
Yeah.
know, you just have to make.
I'm just making
we're
up stuff.
improving. We basically improv the whole thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, hold this folder, hold this file, whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but would I be holding it? Like, would in this moment? You know what I mean? So I had to keep asking the advisor, like, is this real? Would I be doing this? She said yes. So I did it.
She did great. You did great.
And I think
Thank you.
anybody holding a folder, I don't know what it is, but there's something in my brain where I'm like, they're in charge.
Yes.
Holding
yes.
they're holding a clipboard, they're holding a
time.
folder.
They're running
That's the one who's in
something.
charge.
Ask her.
Yeah.
That's
Uh-huh.
that one. Go to that one.
That's so real.
Yeah, they got notes. So.
Yeah.
They got notes.
And they take them.
And they take them. They
Mhm.
take them and they share them.
And you
And
know
they-
what? And they gave me so many fun things to put in my pockets.
I noticed that.
I
when
loved
they were-
it.
They were
What do you mean?
like, she's
I had
standing
a
there, blank
pager.
slate, with
Uh-huh.
just her cool little scrubs
Oh.
on, and then they
Uh-huh.
come up with like vats of just jewelry and like
Uh-huh.
a tray
Yeah.
with pins and a clip, like her
like a little flashlight
yes,
thingy
that you like check your dilation on, and like her like name badge for her work.
I had I should have asked him to keep it.
You should have, because I was like, oh my gosh, they gave her
on it and everything.
Yes,
it was so cute.
I went to medical school.
Yeah,
I had my real picture.
Call them back.
The doctor.
Call them.
Yeah.
Or do you know someone who's still filming it? Call them.
Oh yeah,
they probably
we know people.
They probably keep all that stuff for like if reshoots and stuff.
Oh
You gotta keep it.
There's no reason why they would ever throw out your badge.
Yeah.
Ever.
Maybe they have it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a fun fact about filming that day. I was there 2 days. And the second day I come, and it's the day that there's a tornado warning and it's crazy storms. So, and this is an hour away that I have to drive. And then it took an hour and a half because of the storms and traffic. Okay, so I get there. As soon as I'm like 2 blocks away, it starts hailing. And I'm like, oh man, here we go. Well, at least it didn't, crazy storm on the way there. Like it just started as soon as I got there. So as soon as I get there, there's base camp where all the trailers are, hair and makeup. This is where you hang out. And then there's the set where they're filming. As soon as I get there, they're like, we're just going to take you straight to set because there's tornado warning. So we can't have anybody out here at the trailers. We need to go back to the set where it's safe, where we have a place to hide just in case. You can go down below because these trailers going to fly away.
Right.
Were you in a hospital building?
Yeah, it was a real hospital.
Yeah, it was a real hospital.
It was actively happening too. While we were on set, a baby was born. And they played this like little nursery rhyme, like ting
to announce that a baby was born.
Saying that a baby was born in the hospital. And we were sitting there like, it was so cute. It was
so cool.
Sorry,
and then real doctors walked past me and they're like, are we allowed to walk over here? And I felt like such a fraud.
Her with her clipboard.
I felt like such a fraud.
No.
Just dressed like them. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
You can walk down.
That's how you know you look the part.
She was like, we're headed to the physician's lounge. Can we walk through this way? I was like, yeah, I'll meet you there. Go ahead. Sure. Okay, so anyway,
hail.
Now it's hailing.
Yes.
We got to go to set. So we go to set. And so now I'm not in like a trailer or anything. I'm just hanging out where all the extras are. Like we're all just hanging out in the same room. Yeah. And so wardrobe's like, all right, we need you to change into your wardrobe. So I go into this little changing tent thing that they have there.
Will pop up.
And I change and I give her my wardrobe back. She hangs it on the rack. And then I'm just sitting there, get my hair and makeup done. And it's just like one room with everybody in it, right? And then we go to set, we film. By the time I'm done filming, now it's like 10:30 p.m., maybe 11 p.m. And I come out, and all the racks of clothes are gone.
Oh,
and
with your clothes on them.
Yeah, and I was like,
no.
Hey, where's my clothes? I need to change. And the wardrobe girl was like, huh? And I was like, my clothes are on this rack right here. And she goes, oh, let me call. Hold on. And I'm waiting, and she's like, okay, so here's the deal. We didn't know that your clothes, it was a different wardrobe girl. We didn't know that your clothes were on this rack. It's currently on the truck headed back to the warehouse. So they're taking my clothes back to the warehouse. And I'm like, oh no, I got to wear these scrubs home. But whatever, at least they're comfortable, And I was like, that's fine. And they're like, no, we'll send you home in an outfit. So then at least I got a free outfit out of it because they just put me in some wardrobe from one of the other actresses, like stuff that she didn't get to wear. She didn't use any of this, so they just put a little outfit together for me.
Was it cute?
Yeah, it's cute. I like it. I like the pants.
Good.
I like this little sweater top too. It's cute. I was
it's
like,
a blessing
okay,
in disguise.
Look at that, blessing in disguise. That's what it was. And I drove home in a pair of shoes that were way too big for me, but it's fine because I was just driving home.
Oh my God, they took your shoes too.
Yes, my shoes, my brand new Nike Jordans that I just bought on the road. I was like, I'm gonna need these back for real though. Okay,
I'm a sneakerhead. I love that.
Yeah. So they took my Jordan, but they brought it back the next day. They had somebody come and drop it off at my house. But I was like, oh no, where's my clothes?
Yeah.
Anyway, that could have been my Maditude, but I wasn't even mad. I was like, it's a blessing in disguise. I got a free outfit. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, because they didn't ask for the clothes back. They were like, keep it.
No. Yeah, they're like, go ahead. You can have it. I was like, done.
There's a couple things I wish I could have taken.
I hope more people take my wardrobe on set.
You're walking out and you see like a bag and you're like, and I can take that as well?
Yeah.
But
can I look at some accessories? Do you have? I think I need accessories.
Yeah.
I actually had 8 necklaces that they took. If you could just...
I know there's a little wiggle room in the budget for
Tit
like
for tat.
if things gets like messed up or destroyed or stolen or given away.
What does that phrase mean,
fun.
tit for tat?
What
Like,
do
I
you
know
mean?
what it means. Like, you say it in, like, this for that, tit for tat.
Yeah.
But what's the origin of tit for tat?
Is it just abbreviated this or that? This for that?
Tit.
No, I
For
don't think
tat?
so. I love finding out the origins of stuff, though.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
okay. Here you go.
What is
Phrase-
it?
Like phrases.
The phrase tit for tat originates from the Middle English phrase tip for tap, meaning a blow for a blow.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought it was like giving a tip for tap dance.
Oh.
Back in the day.
No, but it refers to like a physical exchange of blows, of like hitting people, of like a tip.
in boxing.
Then why don't we still say tip for tap? Why do we change it to tit for
The
tat?
phrase, okay.
Or am I saying it wrong?
I
Is
thought
it
it
tit
was
for
tit-
tat?
I thought
No.
it was tit
It
for
is
tat.
known for tit for tat. It comes from tip for tap, which it just has become variant spelling.
Why did we change? Why
I
did we
like
do
that.
I
that?
couldn't spell back
So
then.
dumb. So dumb.
In Middle English,
Middle Earth English.
whatever.
Abby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wait, what was your Maditude?
I just said it, didn't I? My knees.
Oh, your knees. You did say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
you-
for
I was
some
like,
reason thought that was still.
Girl, am I
a
getting
part of
old?
it. No,
Hold on.
my short-term memory is the problem. So we're good. We're good.
My
Okay.
knees.
Yes, you're
A
right.
pain in my knees.
Yes.
Mad at that. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's move into gratitude.
Wow.
Okay, we let our Matitude go.
Yeah.
Let it go out the door, out the window. We move into gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Abby, tell us,
Fly away.
Yeah.
what is something that you're grateful for? It could be anything that happened to you this week. It could be a relationship you had growing up, a favorite teacher, a grandparent, a dog, found $20 on the floor. What is something you are grateful for?
Let's feel it out.
Okay, I'll feel it with you. I'm here.
Well, apart from the obvious, I feel really grateful to have been able to meet you and
Oh
to
my
work
God.
with you.
Tell
and
everyone.
you too,
Just
Danielle,
kidding.
to get to meet you and interact with you as well for the first time. But I think that really is, I don't want to be like cheesy when I say that, because it really, like, you are such a part of my life. And we talked about this on set. But you, for other people, have a little mark in your timeline that for you was like a really staple part of your career, that was like something that you could build on and something that you can grow from, and that is a part of you always, but like didn't really like change you. It was just a part of your path, right?
Yeah.
But for other people, like your comedy and your way that you were able to like express yourself to show how funny you can be and show like the creative ways that you can be funny. I think like that, for me as a young girl watching that, me and my best friend would literally like recreate everything that you did all the time. Like we would just in our bedrooms, we would just watch the YouTube videos over and over and over and over, and we would memorize them, and then we would like just whip them out everywhere whenever we would want to. And it just it feels like foundational to like my comedy style, which is like so crazy, because I'm like, you're right here. And like also I got to work with you, and like now I get to say that I hope that we are friends, and I love that.
Of course.
This is something that, you know, I think everything does happen for a reason, and I think that I'm grateful for my journey to be able to like be on earth and have God put me where I'm supposed to be in what my purpose is, but that like you're a part of that purpose for me. So I am really excited about that. But yeah, I'm grateful to have been able to meet you and to like, I don't know, it's different to have something so that I felt like was a little tiny formation block in my brain, and then to like a really big full circle to that,
so cool,
and like get to utilize it again, but in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's super cool. Thank
Yeah.
you for saying that. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like if I were, you know, to work with Sandra Bullock, you know, if they did the movie Speed part, what would it be? 4, 3? I don't know how many speeds there And I got to be in it with Sandra Bullock. I feel like that would be something for me. That was one of my favorite movies of when I was like, I want to do this. This could be fun. You know what I mean? Like, that could be a cool experience. So I hear what you're saying. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's something else? What's something else that you're grateful for in your life?
Well, I've gone through a lot in my life that I feel like there's a lot that I could say that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm a childhood cancer survivor.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. It's like it's just so much that I can say. I'm overwhelmed in this moment. No, but I think I was diagnosed when I was 8, and I went to St. Jude. Shout out St. Jude. Everybody donate, because they really don't make you pay anything. They cover your bills and your stay and your food and your travel
for you and your family
and my family, everybody. So literally so amazing. But yeah, obviously that was a part of my childhood, but then I was actively at the hospital every 3 to 6 months every year until I turned 18. So I've grown up going and being a part of.
How old were you?
I was 8. So then till I turned 18, I'm 27 now. But I turned 18, and then I officially graduated from, because it's a children's hospital. But they want to see you every year to make sure that it doesn't come back, and that you're all.
Did it ever come back? Did it ever?
No, we had a couple of the first 5 years are the most everything's kind of in the air, and they're overly testing every area because they want to make sure it doesn't spread, or that it doesn't show up in a different area or form or anything like that. But the first 5 years are the most imperative, that if you're good after 5 years, your risk of it coming back goes way down.
Okay, good.
So after that first 5 years, we're cruising. But yeah, okay. So yeah, that is a part of it. But even now as an adult, I'm a part of life studies, so they pay me to come back, and I do all the tests I've grown up doing anyways. But it's a research hospital, so I'm able to they're doing active research to progress understanding of how chemotherapy affects the brain in children and into adulthood, and what that looks like, and it kind of is they're able to tweak things and discover things, and it's really cool. But yeah, so I feel like apart from that, I feel like I'm just a walking rarity, in a sense that I mean this in a way of first of all, I'm a ginger. This feels like it has nothing to do with anything, but it does, I promise. I'm the only redhead in my entire family.
Oh wow.
And it's a recessive trait, so obviously both parents have to have it, whatever. But on top of that, already being 2% of the population, and then my color combination is even rarer, and then on top of that, I had just so happened to have childhood cancer, and then on top of that, I just feel and then on top of that, I'm in the entertainment industry, which is also who freaking does that. And I really do feel like my existence on this planet is that I'm created to be creative, and I think that I think that the enemy has tried to come and to take me away quite a few times. And God's just and I'm okay. So obviously my purpose here is impactful and important, and I think that all I can do is take every day as a gift, and take it one step at a time, and whether it's a good day or a bad day, every day is used for our good. And so I think it's just pushing forward, and deciding where and how you're going to put your energy, and your impact really does have a place. And I've been able to, even in my short time on earth thus far, I feel like I have been able to have meaningful conversations, and have been able to make an impact in people's lives, and at least the way that they view their own situations, or themselves, or anything like that. So
when you were diagnosed when you were 8, how long was it until you got to ring the bell and say it's gone?
We didn't really have. We had a no mo chemo party.
Okay. Not a no mo chemo.
Yeah, it was
No
that's
mo
Memphis,
chemo.
baby. Yeah, no, no mo chemo. Yeah, It's spelt like that too.
Love it.
Yeah, and it was basically after my last chemo treatment, that we had a little party in the. It was
like a
the
year?
Grizzly House. It took. I did 9 months of chemotherapy, and then I had surgery, and then I had 30 radiation treatments. Wow. So, I mean, a year give or take. Because of, I mean, that whole process. But then obviously at that point, I'm like a bald little gremlin looking thing. And so I kind of just got to regrow everything.
Yeah.
My like cells down to my like hair.
Wow.
And all of that. So
How many siblings do you have?
I'm the oldest of 4. I have 4 and a half.
So how many were here when you were going through this?
All of them.
Oh, they were all born
Yep.
then. Okay.
So my mom, I was 8
Wow.
and my youngest sister was 3.
Okay.
And so my mom had, I mean, by the time all of us were born, there were 4 under 5, so we're all really close.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, we lived in West Tennessee at the time, and my parents would drive with me down to Memphis. It was like an hour and a half away. And we had a lot of
the St. Jude's.
That's where St. Jude's is at. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder what it was like for your parents and your siblings going through this.
Yeah, I've actually had a lot of really fun conversations with my siblings recently about it because a lot of my experience, I have a really just varied experience remembering. What even is that? I have also cancer brain is so real, and so I apologize, but
Interesting.
here and there
I never heard about cancer brain.
It's just
I know about mom
like
brain.
it's basically like I have like 5-minute dementia where I'm just like,
oh, interesting.
I'm like, I will be talking and I'm like, yep, what was, I don't even remember I could not tell you what I was talking about, but working in an industry where I'm forced to memorize things, I think helps me to like keep it sharp.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Good.
So it's kind of comical a little bit that that's what I chose to do. But anyways, yeah, no, my sister and my brothers, my brother and my sisters, they, we've talked recently about how it would be like, do you remember that day that like, you were so sick and like I thought you were dying and then mom and dad were not in the room and like I had to run out and grab a nurse because I didn't know what was going on and like I was like, oh yeah, no, I was drugged up, do not remember that one.
So hard for them.
There are moments where it's really hard, but then there are also moments where even my brother, he was like, yeah, you would be in a surgery for like hours and St. Jude's huge, but it's also a hospital built for children. So it's basically a playground. Like every floor is fun, right?
Yeah.
They really make it fun. And so he was like, I would just ride the elevator and just go and like get on a floor and I would go and find the like coolest playground and I would just play. And he said that sometimes he's like, one time a nurse came up to me and was like, hey, where
do you belong?
Where are your parents? And he's like, oh, they're on the 3rd floor. And she's like, okay, did they know you're up here? And he's like, no, but like, and he was probably like 5 at this point.
Wow.
Granted, not that my parents are horrible parents; they're amazing parents.
No, yeah.
But there was a lot going on at that time.
Their kid got cancer and is having surgery.
And all of the siblings, whether or not they think they're in the bathroom or on a completely different floor, the hospital is a very safe place to be. But yeah, it's so interesting. The memories that each of them, I mean, they have a lot more memories of it than I do because of I think my my drug experience, but
how long after the chemo everything was done and your hair starts growing back and your eyelashes and everything did you start like entertainment industry stuff?
So I knew I wanted to be in TV and film since I was like 7.
Okay.
Granted, I lived in West Tennessee in a really podunk small little town. Love it, but left it. You know
That's right.
And my mom and dad were not in the industry, so they had no clue how to even get into anything.
Right.
So my mom was like, oh, you want to be an actress? Okay, like go do a play.
Yeah. So how'd you do it?
So when we moved, I was born in Nashville. We lived in West Tennessee. I moved back to Nashville my junior year of high school. So I did theater by the time I got out of, I was able to go back to school and get back into all my extracurriculars and do all of that again. I was doing theater, and because that's really all I had.
Right.
So I did that for about 10 years. And then when we moved, I was like, Nashville's the big city. This is it. I'm going to go and I'm going to do TV and film, and I don't care who I have to knock down to figure it out, whatever. I get there. And it really is like, God is just so real. We were looking at houses to buy, and we would go to open houses all the time. Like as a family, we'd just like make it our Sunday outing.
So fun. I love it.
It was so fun. And we were there, and a lady came up to me that was just a realtor, and she was just like, do you model? And I was like, no, no, but I want to act though. So I want to act.
Do you know somebody?
Do you know?
Yeah.
She's like, I actually do. I know somebody that I think you need to talk to. And I was like, okay. But she knows acting though. Like acting. I don't care about I like acting. And she was like, yes. But then I ended up I got like hooked into modeling too, because it was actually, she convinced me, the mentor that I had, Niecy Davies Advantage in Franklin is who she introduced me to. And she had a conversation with me, and she was just like, hey, like, I know you say you don't want to be a model, but I really think you should consider it. And I was just like, I don't want to though. So no, I don't want to. And she goes, well, when you watch a movie, you can kind of tell the difference between someone who knows how to hold themselves in front of a camera and someone who doesn't. And I said, oh, I've never thought about it like that. And she's like, you want to know where and how you look the best, right? And I was like, yeah. And so that's how I got into modeling. So I was just like, oh, I guess I do.
What are some of your modeling gigs
kind
that
of
you've
bullied
done?
you into it a little bit.
You want to be cute, right? Wait a minute.
No, she didn't mean it in a mean way, but it did get you know your angles. You want to know your angles.
That's right.
You want to know how to put your best foot forward if you're going to be doing this. And I'm like,
that's right.
Okay. I mean, I guess that does make sense. And
Raiderettes taught me how to take a photo.
At the same thing, if you want to know how to look ugly, you know what angles to not do, so you know which ones to give.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying? So it's all a part of a tool in your tool belt for your craft.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah. So what did you say? What did you just ask?
Oh, I was saying when I was a cheerleader for the Oakland Raiders, I was a professional cheerleader before I did any kind of acting stuff.
I love that.
I learned how to take photos and pose with people, interact with people. I learned how to be a celebrity from the Oakland Raiders. I learned how to shake hands. I learned how to be on. I learned how to just
handshake. Very good.
You got a good one.
Very
good. You got a good one.
Yes.
Ooh, a flimsy handshake is so nasty.
Oh my gosh. One time I shook hands with a guy. I don't remember where I was. I was at like a music release party or something. And some guy like went to shake my hand, and he goes, nice to meet you. Take my hand.
No. I see it.
He went like this. And a grown man. And tell me why I don't, something came over me. And I said, shake it like it's flimsy. I said, grab my hand. I said, shake my hand. I said, I like yeeted him to me a little bit, and I said, shake my hand.
That's right.
And he goes, oh. And I was like, give me a handshake. Like, if you're going to shake my hand, shake my hand.
Ooh.
And he was
like that.
He was like, okay.
I feel like you might have changed his life in that moment.
Yeah, I think you did.
Now imagine every handshake since then, he's like, I've got to get a firm grip.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now he's just abusing people out there, just full on.
I don't know. My mom is always
like, I'll never be
like,
called weak again.
Yeah. I think too, as a woman, when you shake hands, it's really impressionable. You know what I mean? Like, you can be this little like
dainty, like thingy.
Like, I'm just like, I'm a, you know?
No, I love
but
a good
my mom's
handshake.
like, no, if you want to leave an impression when you're in the room, you shake a hand.
Oh yeah, I've been complimented on my handshake for sure.
It's great. Your handshake's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. As is yours.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and as is mine.
Yes, a virtual one. I love it. That's so good.
Tell me some of your favorite gigs that you've done, whether it be your modeling gigs or your acting gigs. What are some of your favorites?
I love period pieces.
Oh.
And that's like off both ends. Okay. And a lot of my modeling stuff, I have not really necessarily really dove into modeling. I'll like do an educational magazine every now. Print pays, y'all. Like it does.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Let's go print.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I'll smile at a TV for barely an hour and like let you pay me fat loads of cash. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because
My first print job
obviously.
was K-Swiss tennis shoes.
yes, I love it.
That was my first
I love it.
print job.
It's beautiful.
And I still have the magazine that I saved like a
Yeah.
few copies of the magazine that it came out in.
I love it.
I was young. How old was I? 21 maybe?
I love that.
20 or 21?
Oh.
Yeah. Can
Yeah.
you still wear the shoes?
Oh.
Do you still have a pair?
No, of course not. I mean, do they still
No, her
make
feet got
K-Swiss?
bigger.
They should.
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, my feet did get bigger.
Yeah.
Do they still make K-Swiss? Of course they do, right? I just haven't seen them in a
I
while.
don't know.
K-Swiss. Have you heard of K-Swiss
Maybe.
tennis shoes?
I've heard of them, but I've not seen them on
They
the
have
shelf.
to still make them. I should go buy some just for fun.
Yes, K-Swiss still
Yeah.
exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's
Oh,
precious.
her headquarters is in Glendale, California.
Oh,
Glendale.
stop by on your way
Neighbors.
home and pick me up a pair.
Okay.
Okay. So what's some of your favorite gigs?
It's I think anything that has to do with going back in time. So a lot of like my modeling things that I've done have been more creative shoots on social media with like social media photographers, which is like, it sounds weird to say it like that, but like they've grown to be my friends and I love to like collaborate, and it's a creative outlet at that point for me. So styling and going and finding like a really authentic location, scouting and executing something that feels like it's just a still from that actual time. Love.
Oh.
Eat it up. That's me. Modeling. But then when it comes to acting, I did a show on Showtime called George and Tammy, about George Jones and Tammy Wynette. I played Georgette Jones, their daughter, and that was in the 90s. But apart from what my stuff was in the 90s, it followed them from all the way from the 50s until their end of their lives, which was in the 90s. And so I really ate that whole time on setup, because just going in the trailers and like seeing all of the costumes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think I get more excited about behind the scenes stuff more than I am like about the fact that I'm on screen, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
I get to tell. I think I just I love stories. I love stories. I love telling stories, and however way, shape, or form that is, that's all I care about, really. So seeing how other people have been able to like source genuine, like authentic material, or cars, even just down to the glassware they're using to drink. It's so cool.
All of it.
I love it. Yeah. So
all right, give me one last gratitude before we move into a voicemail message from a listener. Give me one more gratitude of your life.
Am I the only one giving a gratitude? Y'all didn't give one.
No, it's just you.
Oh.
We do Maditudes, and then we just hear your
okay,
gratitudes.
cute.
We do grats all the time.
Hi, can you come up?
Upside.
Come
Go.
up. Come
Lonzo?
here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know exactly what it is. my fur babies.
Aw.
I have. Oh my gosh, he's so precious.
Best, I know.
Okay. Yeah. I love this. I have a little fur baby, Norma, and then I have another fur baby, Marie. I have never had a cat before in my entire life. She's my first cat I've ever had.
Which one, Norma or Marie's the cat?
the cat.
Marie is the cat.
I named her after Aristocats Marie because she looks just like that. And yeah, I love her, but like I just think that I probably won't get another one after her.
Yeah.
But I love Norma. Like she is.
What's
I think
Norma?
Norma is a dog, and Norma is a half Shih Tzu, half Dachshund.
Oh.
So she's stretch limo Shih Tzu, if you can imagine that.
Yeah. That's
Literally,
funny.
You have those are like my two favorite types of dogs,
I'm
and the
not
two
kidding.
dogs I grew up with.
I'm not kidding.
Amazing.
Send Danielle pictures.
Go and
Absolutely.
buy, because truly the best dog. Like she just wants nothing else but to just please me and love me. And maybe that's just me being so like I'm so affectionate with her that now she's just like love me, and she just needs she needs constant attention and like affection.
I'm waiting for my daughter to do that.
Oh, it'll
She does
happen.
not.
You have to just keep doing. Well, actually, that's not.
She's
necessarily
not
true.
Soups affectionate.
Yeah,
Not yet,
you
but
never know.
I try to give her kisses and she's like,
Oh.
I'm like, just hug me, please.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think that when she grows up, even if she isn't an affectionate person, she'll still grow to know like that's what you like, and so she'll like my youngest sister, not an affection person at all. My mom, major affection person. She's lucky she had 4 kids, so she can just like give each of each of, when we were all in the house, it was like 100% of her just like split up into like whoever could take her, you know. And then now that most of us are kind of out of the house, my youngest sister is in the house, and she's like
forced affection.
She's like, oh my gosh, like I can't keep doing this.
Danielle would hate that. Danielle is not
so
affectionate. Danielle's worked with me for what, 4 years now? Is it 3 or 4?
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah,
3.5 years. I think we've hugged twice.
Oh.
Just kidding.
She just outed you.
I feel like every time we hug, it's also because I can like see it in your eyes, and I'm like,
oh, she
all
needs
right,
it.
I'll give in. I can see this is what you want.
And that's it. And that's love. And that is love. Because my sister
like,
does
I
that
can
to my
see
mom
her.
too.
Like, there's a moment where I can like see you, like you start to go and you kind of hesitate, and then I'm like, bring it in. Bring it in.
Fine.
That's so sweet though.
With the most aggressive backpack. Fine.
And like I am always the first one to pull away. I'm like, and that's enough.
Yep. And my limit is reached. Very good. Yeah. No, I love that. But I really think that when she grows up, and she, even if she is someone who doesn't like affection, when she knows that like that's what you want, she'll still give it to you. And that's going to be even more precious, because you know it's like,
thank you.
You know she doesn't care to, and she doesn't give it to anybody else, but she'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still hoping that she just grows into an affectionate person.
She could grow into it. She totally could. But also, we got to cover our bases if she's not, too. But,
that's right. Yeah. And I appreciate that. That was a good thought. Okay, so we have people call in and tell us what they're grateful for or what they're mad about. They can give us their gratitude or their Maditude. Incredible. I don't know what Danielle has picked today. Danielle will pick it for us every episode. So and if you're listening, watching right now, and you want to call and tell us what you're grateful for, here's the phone number.
747-300-5380. Give us a call.
There's a riff.
I was about to say, does Funjelina have a jingle?
Funjelina. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh my gosh, why did I say
Funjelina? No, it's now Funjelina. No, we are now Funjelina. Moving forward.
No, hold on. I have to explain that.
I love that though, because that is also another name.
No, wait, I have to actually explain that.
Okay, I've heard people be like, and you let Angelina know that we're just her biggest fans. And we bought her t-shirt tonight.
That's incredible.
That's what I get at her shows all the time.
Stop. My roommates, we call each other, we put Lena at the end of everything.
Okay.
So like I'm Abelina, and I have Jessalina and Saralina, and like our boyfriends are like Garalina and Samalina. Like I don't know. It weirdly stemmed from One Piece, which is an anime, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like it was a morph of just crazy time, and now it's like we say it all the time.
I love that.
And so that was that part of my brain just popping out right just then. But yeah, Funjelina.
Funjelina. Let me tell you.
You love us,
yeah,
I think.
Absolutely, I do.
It's my new podcast name.
No.
Tell everybody. Tell everyone you know.
Welcome
subscribe
to Funjelina with Anjelah Johnson.
And Helica.
Yeah.
Danielle, what are some of the good names people call me to you?
Angelica, Angelina, Angelica, Angelica.
And Hala.
My favorite is when they're just like, let Angie. And I'm like, Angie? Who's Angie?
Yeah.
Never in my life has anyone ever called you Angie.
And Hala is the one that I like to hear, because they're trying to put a little sauce on it, you know, because of the way it's spelled. They're like, oh, it's real ethnic. Let me meet her where she's at. Hey, Anjelah.
Yeah, the Anjelah. We love your show.
Is there a jingle though?
That was it. That was the jingle.
No, but I think I talked over
like
it, so
an
I didn't get to hear
intro.
it. Yeah.
Do you want to hear it again? Play it again.
Yeah.
Okay, stand by. Let me rewind.
747-300-5380. Give us a call.
That's it.
Love.
Thank you.
Love. Yeah.
Who do we have today, Danielle?
We have, I believe her name is Lisa. Stand by.
Lisa Lena.
Lisa Lena, thank you for
Hi,
calling.
my name is Lisa, and I'm grateful for my side hustle, my side business. I am a teacher, so I'm grateful for that, but I'm also grateful for my side hustle that has become something that I unexpectedly have. And
What?
it's blown up like you wouldn't believe. 2025 goals have been accomplished so soon in the year, and I am so grateful for that, so grateful for all my blessings, and I
Amen,
hope you
girl.
pick me. Thank you. Oh, and I'm in San Antonio, Texas. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Lisa Lena. Hey, did she say what her side hustle was?
No.
It blinked out a
did not.
second. She did not?
No,
Okay.
Just that she's a teacher.
And she got a
which-
side hustle.
Do we
I
get
got a
to
whole
guess?
attitude about teachers and side hustles too, but
I know.
I know because
The fact that they even need a side
I
hustle.
know that is
I
sad.
know that's the
Hate it.
frustrating part, but
Yeah.
that is exciting.
Commission.
She seems to be really
Yeah.
excited about whatever
Look
it
at that.
is.
It's heroin, but it's fine. Just kidding.
Yeah, right.
It's
It's
crack cocaine.
crystal meth. Yep.
Lisa, congrats on your side hustle. First, when she
Yeah.
said my side, I was like, she gonna say her side husband? Hold on, wait a minute. And then she said her side hustle, and then she said a teacher. I'm like, wait, is being a teacher her side hustle? Hold on, wait
For
a
a
minute.
second, I thought that too.
This took me on a couple different journeys.
Yes.
This one took me left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great for you, Lisa Lena,
Yeah.
with your side hustle.
I know, and it's summer now, so I'm sure she's able to put like 100% of her
Oh,
efforts
right.
in and grow it
Go
even
get that, honey. And
yeah.
and then
whatever it is.
Yeah. It's so secretive. We're
So
curious
secretive.
now.
I know.
Kind of want to know.
Send a follow-up voicemail.
Is
Yeah,
it
Lisa.
what is that tier marketing thing called?
multi-level
MLM.
marketing?
Yeah, is it MLM?
Y'all.
Why not? Is it an Etsy
That's a
shop? Send us
scam,
the
though.
link.
We'll see.
Let's
Yeah.
support.
Hopefully it's not an MLM, because if you're gonna be a teacher and you're gonna be in an MLM,
It's 2 full-time
that's
jobs.
kind of like,
first
well,
of all.
yeah, it is. But also it's like, I don't know. I feel like you as being someone who knows how to like learn something should be able to learn that that's scammy. You know what I mean?
Hey, but some of these MLMs, I'm down. I'm gonna get me some essential oils. Okay.
Listen, smells great though.
I'm gonna get me
Those
some.
one, I know exactly. We won't say them out loud,
I'm gonna get me some
but
essential
we'll
oils.
say we know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna get me. Okay,
Some little skin tint.
there's
little
a few
skin tint.
things that I
Little beauty.
subscribe
A
to.
little beep bop, beep bop.
Little beep bop beep bop. Listen, thank you so much
Oh my gosh.
for coming and being on
Thank you for-
Funjelina. We have
I cannot
enjoyed
believe I
it.
said that out loud.
No, I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing your story with us and your gratitude. And
Yes.
I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I'm glad now
Yeah.
we're friends. Look at that.
Yes.
You
at it.
manifested it.
I just like bulldozed my way
I love it.
into the room, and I was like, I love you.
I hope we work together
Yeah.
again as well.
Oh my gosh,
that was a lot
yes.
of fun.
No, it really was.
You're a really great actress.
Thank you.
You're a really
Oh my
great
gosh.
actress. Bringing
Thank
it
you.
real quick back to the way we started. We filmed a movie together, and you were so good because there was no lines written on the page, and I had the chill. I was crying.
Yeah.
I was crying when I was off camera. I was crying listening to you, and I was like, oh my god, this girl is good.
Oh my
You're a good actress.
Thank you
Keep
so
doing you, babe.
much. Listen, we're gonna keep doing us.
Yeah,
Together.
let's
right,
do
Danielle?
it.
Yes.
You too.
Alrighty.
so pretty.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yes, thank
Bye-bye.
you for having me. Bye.